Hey folks, I want to share with you an encouragement today that comes from the book of Psalms. It's Psalm chapter 3. A week or so ago, my friend Silent Gwashavanu from Zimbabwe sent an encouragement to our whole church from this verse 3 of Psalm 3, where it says, "But you are a shield around me, O Lord. You bestow glory on me and lift up my head." And as I've been thinking about that and reading the rest of the psalm during this week, I was struck by how David says this in verse 5. He says, "I lie down and sleep. I wake again because the Lord sustains me." And he continues, he says, "I will not fear. I will not fear the tens of thousands drawn up against me on every side." And there is a practice for us to do of resting ourselves in the Lord and trusting Him even in the face of danger. So here's what David describes. He says, "I will lie down and sleep." And there's a practice, a discipline, if you will, for us about how we end our days and how we transition from our working into resting and sleeping. For David, it was a dangerous time and situation. He has to say, "I will not fear," even though I'm surrounded by my enemies. No, in those moments of danger and threat, he's making a deliberate choice to sleep as an act of faith. It's a time where we enter into Sabbath on a daily basis, where we rest from our own work and we trust God's work on our behalf instead. And so I want to urge you to take David's example seriously. What I do is, when it's time for me to go to bed, I've even caught myself recently working later and later into the night because it feels like there's so much to do. And there comes a time where I simply need to turn off the computer, turn off the notifications, and come to the Lord. And for me, as part of my going to bed routine now, I cast my cares on the Lord. And I declare, "God, you're going to be able to take care of this. You'll be able to take care of me. You'll be able to take care of the others that I care about while I rest and trust your own finished work." Now it's time for us to put it into practice. Through so much of our days, we feel like everything depends on us. But as we make ourselves ready to sleep, we acknowledge, we declare that we are dependent on the Lord. We enter into Sabbath, into rest, by recognizing that the Lord never slumbers, He never sleeps, but He made us to be dependent creatures. And we have to be able to come to Him and let Him be God and acknowledge that we are not. And so at the end of your day, just like at the end of my day, come to the Lord and make yourself ready for rest. Enter into Sabbath. Cast your cares on the Lord. Depend on His work. And as David said, know that the Lord is a shield around us. He is our glory and the lifter of our head. I'll lie down and sleep, and I'll wake again because the Lord sustains me, and I will not fear because He's the Lord. Good night. Rest well. God bless you.